You worked at the Tata Administrative Services, right?
Yeah.
You were working with Mr. Tata.
Yeah.
When you look at what Indian companies do,
Yeah.
आपकी क्या सलाह होगी अगर हिंदुस्तानी कंपनियों को वर्ल्ड बीटिंग कंपनीज बनना है,
हाँ.
दुनिया में अच्छा परफॉर्मेंस करें लेकिन इससे भी बेहतर परफॉर्म करना है,
हाँ.
तो जो तमाम आप कंपनियों को एक्शन में देखते हैं, आपके हिसाब से हिंदुस्तानी कंपनियों को क्या और बेहतर करने की कोशिश करनी चाहिए ताकि वो विश्व विजेता बन जाए?
So it's a very important question because I think attempts that Indian companies have made to move in that direction have been, moved and then taken. So it's not been as simple as, जा सकते हैं, कर सकते हैं. And I think it is a little bit about, naturally trying to appreciate the different ways in which, as you become more global, you can work. And I think because by the way, this is true for Japanese companies too. If you think about it, you can obviously give the counter example of a Toyota or Honda, but I can give you examples like companies like Nippon Steel and others that were at the very top that didn't. I think when the local market is very big, the automatic pressure for you to start going global is not as strong. And to become more global, you end up having to think so differently about what the particular context is that you are operating in that it's a little more of a challenge, I think, for companies to do that. But I would say that certainly in my early years working with Mr. Tata in India, I still remember to this day, and fortunately he does too whenever he does come to visit us at the business school. And I spoke a little about it at my commencement speech this year about how inspiring it was for us to think about Sir Jamshedji Tata and the way he set up the organization and the way in which the contributions to society were made from the trusts that owned the shares of Tatas and the profits and how they were utilized, whether it's health, education, so many areas of social welfare. And then what is very interesting for me is when I worked with Mr. Ratan Tata, the problem I was working on was at that time, which I hadn't quite understood in as deep a way, was how do you share risk on the one side and create incentives on the other? And I probably wrote 4 or 5 papers in my academic career just based on that particular problem that he and I were thinking about in my early years. So I always attribute a lot of my career and early contributions to Ratan Tata's way of just framing problems in a way that got me very excited about certain types of tensions that exist that could benefit from more academic research.